Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. I rise today in opposition to the resolution of disapproval on the Trump EPA's methane policy rule. This resolution we have in front of us today is nothing more than a political posturing, I believe. Ironically, the Democrats are targeting natural gas for blame when methane emissions have actually fallen. According to EPA data, natural gas systems in the U.S. reduced their overall methane emissions by nearly 16% between 1990 and 2019. It is widely recognized that the shale gas boom led to significant greenhouse gas emission reductions over our power sector. Some climate change advocates, including those in Washington, want to ban oil and gas production and use, and they oppose maintenance and expansion of our pipelines in this country. The CRA is part of that effort, I believe. The CRA is part of a plan to double down on an industry that the Biden administration, obviously, from the day the president took office, do not support. Just yesterday, the Biden administration's Office of Management and Budget issued a statement of administrative policy on the resolution that we are considering today. The statement does not hide the disdain that the administration has towards the oil and gas sector. The statement presents a laundry list of alleged harms to Americans from the oil and gas industry and none of the benefits. It doesn't mention that our natural gas production and use have gone up. Our country's overall greenhouse, as that has happened, our country's overall greenhouse gas emissions have gone down. It does not talk about the wage gap between natural gas sector jobs and so-called green jobs. As Politico reported this week, the median wage for solar workers is $24.48 an hour, compared with $30.33 for those employed by the natural gas sector, which amounts to a roughly $12,000 annual wage gap. In yesterday's statement, the administration showed its cards for its next step. Passage of this resolution would lay the groundwork for a planned regulatory war on oil and gas. According to the administration, today's resolution, and I quote, clears the pathway for EPA to evaluate opportunities to promulgate even stronger standards under Section 11 of the Clean Air Act to address dangerous methane and other pollution from both new and existing sources across the oil and gas sector. That's right. They want to come forward with even stronger clean air regulations on the sector than the Obama administration did. But even before starting a rulemaking to ask public comments, the Biden administration has made up its mind to regulate much more aggressively. I guess I'm not really surprised. Now it is time. It is just waiting to identify the best opportunities to do so. We shouldn't demonize an industry that is part of the lifeblood of our economy. We should celebrate the emission reduction accomplishments and look for ways to further incentivize those. Let's focus on solutions that address our climate challenges without destroying the economic engines of growth. Solutions that don't pick winners and losers. The market is pushing industry to lower its methane emissions. And for those still flaring gas, one way to reduce flaring is to build out our pipeline infrastructure so they can get the gas, the very commodity that they are trying to produce and sell, to the market. So let's come up with solutions that actually help protect our planet and don't overregulate industry for political points. Solutions like improving the environmental review and permitting processes so that we can complete these pipeline projects more efficiently and cleaner. I urge my colleagues to vote against the resolution, and I urge my colleagues to focus on real unifying solutions. Thank you, and I yield the floor.